Good morning, peeps. Good morning. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom Hotel. What's up, people? Scattered all over the four corners of this planet we call Earth. This is your boy Azakar, man, bringing it like I usually do it across the globe. From Pluto to Cybertron back to your device. Just do me a favor, like this video, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, you will be notified every time I drop content. The left to the right event. Left to the right event. You know, this country is going through such a divide right now. And this is something that it's been around, but it's being magnified right now. Yeah. But man, make sure y'all like this video. I'm finna bring it. I'm fixing to bring it. I'm fixing to bring it.
France fired. 3 inspectors general investigating the Trump administration fired. Michael Flynn, Roger Stone. The Department of Justice steps in. Donald Trump and the law after impeachment tonight at 10.
A former Atlanta police officer now charged with felony murder in the shooting of Rayshard Brooks. If convicted, that officer could face the death penalty. The possibility sending shockwaves across police departments nationwide, already dealing with low morale in the wake of protests and calls for reform. Darren Porcher is a retired New York City police lieutenant. He says many officers now feel as though they are on trial.
They feel as if they're not wanted, they're not needed, nor are they being accepted.
That morale is one reason why officers are resigning, and in some cases joining together to speak out. In Louisville, Kentucky, police demonstrated over what they say is little support from city leaders and a lack of respect from the community. This after a police monument there was defaced.
The fallen officer's names on it was vandalized due to the stand-down order. That's a slap in the face to every former, current, and fallen officer and their families. My son's name's on that wall.
In South Florida, 10 officers resigned from the department's SWAT unit over safety concerns. The final straw?
Get your knee off my neck!
Officers unhappy after commanders took a knee with activists during a demonstration. Officers in a statement saying they have been minimally equipped, undertrained, and oftentimes restrained by the politicization of our tactics. In Minneapolis, the epicenter of calls for change, at least 7 officers resigned from that department in the wake of protests over George Floyd's death. In Buffalo, 57 officers standing by their decision to resign from the force's emergency response team following the suspension of 2 officers who appeared to shove an elderly protester to the ground.
I think this is a time for a poignant discourse between community leaders, elected officials, and police executives.
In New York City, change has already begun. The nation's largest police force is disbanding its plainclothes anti-crime unit. The unit is credited with getting illegal guns off the streets, but has also come under scrutiny after a number of civilian complaints alleging abuse of power. The officers will be reassigned within the department. The city's chief of patrol supports the decision, but also says good officers need the public support.
Let's not forget that all police officers, they're human beings. They have the same stressors that we all have, the general public has.
Wow, the dramatic images rock the nation. Hundreds of thousands of people, all races, taken to the streets across the United States, demanding an end to excessive police force against people of color. What began as a local outrage in response to George Floyd's death following their encounter with Minneapolis police officers soon spread throughout the country. From coast to coast, demonstrators chanting Black Lives Matter. You need to go on their website and do some research on that. And no justice, no peace, united in hundreds of mostly peaceful protests. Some risked their own safety. They found themselves tear gassed near the White House, as allegedly assaulted by police in New York City, and shoved to the pavement by tactical teams in Buffalo. Despite the personal risk, their voices heard by fellow citizens and politicians alike as demonstrators sparked the protest movement unlike anything the country has seen since the 1960s. Wow, but you're so many images seeing the police do some old corrupt shit, and people are getting tired. And I fear what Farrakhan talk about, it is gonna be war in the middle of the street pretty soon. Pretty soon, the United States of America, man, America, get your shit together. Pay what you owe. Pay your reparations. Do the people you brought over here to work. You can avoid this judgment. I'm telling you, just break off what you need to break off. And it may be some equilibrium, but black people need to be paid. I mean, if it's Black Lives Matter, this is what it's concerning is everybody that's jumping on the momentum. Let's go to the root of it. But hey, like this video, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I drop any type of content. Peace and a bottle of hair grease.